The book of Jasher, chapter 15. And in that year there was a heavy famine throughout the land of Canaan, and the inhabitants of the land could not remain on account of the famine, for it was very grievous. And Abraham and all belonging to him rose and went down to Egypt on account of the famine. And when they were at the brook Mizra, they remained there some time to rest from the fatigue of the road. And Abraham and Sarah were walking at the border of the brook Mizraim, and Abraham beheld his wife Sarah, that he was beautiful. And Abraham said to his wife Sarai, "Since God has created thee with such a beautiful countenance, I am afraid of the Egyptians, lest they should slay me and take thee away, for the fear of God is not in those places. Surely then thou shalt do this. Say thou art my sister to all that may ask thee, in order that it may be well with me, and that and that we may live and do and that we may live and not be put to death." And Abraham commanded the same to all those that came with him to Egypt on account of the famine. Also his nephew Lot he commanded, saying, "If the Egyptian asks thee concerning Sarah, say she is the sister of Abraham." And yet, with all these orders, Abraham did not put confidence in them, but he took Sarah and placed her in a chest and concealed it amongst their vessels. For Abraham was greatly concerned about Sarah on account of the wickedness of the Egyptians. And Abraham and all belonging to him rose up from the brook Mizraim and came to Egypt. And they had scarcely entered the gates of the city when the ground stood up to them, saying, "Give tithe to the king from what you have, and then you may come into the town." And Abraham and those that were with him did so. And Abram now is Abraham. And Abraham with the people that were with him came to Egypt. And when they came, they brought the chest in which Sarah was concealed. And the Egyptians saw the chest. And the king's servant approached Abraham, saying, "What has here in this chest, which we have not seen? Now open thou the chest and give tithe to the king of all of it contains." And Abraham said, "This chest I will not open, but all you demand upon it I will give." And Pharaoh's officers answered Abraham, saying, "It is a chest of precious stones. Give us the tenth thereof." Abraham said, "All that you desire I will give, but you must not open the chest." And the king's officers pressed Abraham, and they reached the chest and opened it with force. And they saw, and behold, a beautiful woman was in the chest. And when the officers of the king beheld Sarah, they were struck with admiration at her beauty. And all the princes and servants of Pharaoh assembled to see Sarah, for she was very beautiful. And the king's officers ran and told Pharaoh all that they had seen. And they praised Sarah to the king, and Pharaoh ordered her to be brought. And the woman came before the king, and Pharaoh beheld Sarah, and she pleased him exceedingly, and he was struck with her beauty. And the king rejoiced greatly on her account, and made presents to those who brought him the, the tidings concerning her. And the woman was then brought to Pharaoh's house, and Abraham grieved on account of his wife, and he prayed, he prayed to God to deliver her from the hands of Pharaoh. And Sarah also prayed at that time and said, O Lord God, thou didst tell my Lord Abraham to go from his land and from his father's house to the land of Canaan. And thou didst promise to do well with him if he would perform thy command. Now, behold, we have done that which thou didst command us, and we left our land and our families, and we went to a strange land and to a people who have not known before. And we came to this land to avoid a famine, and this evil accident has befallen me. Now, therefore, O Lord God, deliver us and save us from the hands of these oppressors, and do well with me for the sake of thy mercy. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Sarah, and the Lord sent an angel to deliver Sarah from the power of Pharaoh. And the king came and sat before Sarah, and behold, an angel of the Lord was standing over them. And he appeared to Sarah and said to her, Do not fear, for the Lord has heard thy prayer. And the king approached Sarah and said to her, What is that man in thee? Who brought thee hither? And she said, He is my brother. And the king said, It is incumbent upon us to make him great, to elevate him, and to do unto him all the good which thou hast commanded us. And at that time the king sent to Abraham silver and gold, precious stones in abundance, together with cattle, men servants, and maid servants. And the king ordered Abraham to be brought, and he sat in the court of the king's house. And the king greatly exalted Abraham on that night. And the king approached to speak to Sarah, and he reached out his hand to touch her, when the angel smote him heavily, and he was terrified, and he refrained from reaching to her. And when the king came near to Sarah, the angel smote him to the ground, and acted this to him the whole night, and the king was terrified. And the angel on the night smote heavily all the servants of the king and his whole household, on account of Sarah. And there was a great lamentation at the night, almost the people of Pharaoh's house. And Pharaoh, seeing the evil that before him, said, Surely account of this woman has this happened to me. And he removed himself at some distance from her and spoke pleasing words to her. And the king said to Sarah, Tell me, I pray thee, concerning the man with whom thou camest here. And Sarah said, This man is my husband. And I said to thee that he was my brother, for I was afraid lest thou shouldest put him to death through wickedness. And the king kept away from Sarah, and the plague of the angel of the Lord ceased from him and his household. And Pharaoh knew that he was smitten on account of Sarah, and the king was greatly astonished at this. And in the morning the king called for Abraham and said to him, What is thou hast done to me? Why did thou say, She is my sister? Owing to which I took her unto me as a wife, and this heavy plague has therefore come upon me and my household. Jasher chapter 15, part 1, because this is a very long, so I have to make it in 2 parts. Jasher chapter 15, part 1. But when they say Abraham come by, they said they all normal Bible. Also unko radical chance unko Egypt. Nti oko Egypt no. Ode ne ma wa ne nkrofo nyina. Omo ko Egypt no de Sarah she cage enye cage mo say first tete no mo wade omo de emesim no dum sim. Oka kire made for ni servant for nyina na say ko Egypt a obi anka se Sarah eminua. Ti omo ko Egypt no. Na Egypt for no servants omo mo krom ne hu. So then the workage bibi workage onto your tent like onto your tight of everything. Abraham so onto your tight of your tight of everything, but the workage ni the cage ni no on farmer nti omo force bi e mu na Sarah ne shim Sarah ho fe nti omo koka che Pharaoh se Pharaoh papa bi de oba bi aba Pharaoh se mo fa ne mre me nti omo de no koye no e na Pharaoh Abraham ebom paye chera de Sarah ona ase emra ne abeji me yiri yo Sarah so bom paye nti anajo Pharaoh ene Sarah ewo osi obetaache no na obofo esmete ebo no ehwe so de be ya wontimi enye ne hwe nti eye Pharaoh won na Pharaoh bisa Sarah se Pharaoh hu se Sarah nti na bibia ye ne sa na Sarai ka je ne se me kuni Abraham baby ayaka esini ena Pharaoh no ema Abraham no niema bibiro man cattle nuane niema to sika se the boy will be making rich even before Onesara ekoya abofo bi ebebo ne hwe ho no enti no chapter 2 me reading no chana because ewa ebia na mentimi an download ni nyina enwe wo TikTok any YouTube radin shop. God bless you. Bye bye.